Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today I heard from a little birdie that LeBron James is now a billionaire. Yep, King James is now one of the richest people in the country, definitely one of the richest NBA players in history. And I'm going to explain to you why LeBron James is a billionaire and why most NBA players are not. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about black wealth and black economics every day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day, under one condition. The condition is that we are black first. Black first means that we put our community at the top of our priority list. Black first means we educate our kids. Black first means we plan for the future. Black first means we build wealth. Black first means that we get things done. If you agree with this philosophy, if you want to be a winner and not a loser, if you want your children to succeed, if you are here to break generational curses and stamp them out where they lie, then put a hashtag B and the number one in the chat, hashtag B1. I want to say hello to everybody, and I am not going to be here long because I am actually sick right now, and I'll tell you more about it a little bit later, but that's neither here nor there. But I wanted to come in real quick and chime with you guys. I don't know if you follow me every day, you notice I haven't been around for a couple of days, but I'm around now. And how many of you, give me a yes or no, Reginald and Romel, how many of you heard that LeBron James is now a billionaire? Did anybody else hear about this story, that LeBron has finally passed that billionaire status? Let me know if you saw that story. Well, LeBron is now a billionaire, and I thought that it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. You know, LeBron is a guy that I have followed him. You know, again, I don't know him personally, but I as an athlete, and I was an athlete too. And with LeBron, I always believe you can tell. You can almost anybody who ever played basketball knows you can sometimes tell a guy's personality by how he plays basketball. You know, like the guy who's the selfish jerk. He never passes the ball. He shoots, shots even when he's double teamed and doesn't really care about anybody else. Kind of think about if you think old school, think about like a Latrell Sprewell, or new school, think about like a Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is not a guy I would ever want on my team because Russell Westbrook doesn't understand the necessity to have true teamwork in order to really win a championship. Russell thinks naively that being an MVP is all about averaging the most points, but he can't win anything. Teams can't win anything with him because he doesn't know how to be a team player. Well, LeBron's kind of the opposite of that. LeBron is a guy who, for most of his career, I've loved the way he plays. He's a great team player. He makes everybody better. And he's older now, right? So he can't do what he used to do. But I've watched his whole career, and ever since I saw him play for the first time in high school, because I'd heard about him, I said, there's something really special about this guy. I have a friend who I haven't talked to him for years, but he was a finance professor at Georgetown. And we used to both watch a lot of basketball, and we would argue all day about who's better, Kobe or Jordan or LeBron. Will LeBron be a great player or an average player? And he swore that LeBron was going to be average. And I said, no, I watched this kid play in high school, and there's something different about him. I'd never seen a teenager control the McDonald's All-Star game like that. I've never seen a player control the game without scoring all the points. But you could tell that if he wanted to score the points, he could have. He just didn't. He just let everybody else get some of the points. And I said, this guy's going to be something special. And we went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I think I won that argument. So here we are years later. And to my surprise, LeBron didn't just turn out to be a great basketball player. He was everything that we thought he was going to be and then some. But he turned out to be a pretty extraordinary human being. In terms of, brand management, avoiding all the distractions of the NBA, making all the right moves and all the right decisions. You got to give LeBron credit for that. I mean, this guy has really carried himself well, and it's really made me proud to watch him because remember, LeBron, from what I understand, his father wasn't really around for him, and it was just him and his mother. So it wasn't as if he had a lot of clear templates. I don't know where he learned how to be a man, but somebody taught him manhood. And he applied it in a very effective way, because you see a lot of other guys that don't have that guidance who do crazy stuff. Like they're broke by the time they're 35. Antoine Walker went through $110 million. Now he's broke, and his kids and grandkids are going to be broke because he threw away $1 billion worth of wealth because, he could have grown that money. But instead, we get caught up in the culture. You know what I'm talking about? Like on the BET Awards, they're talking about the culture, do it for the culture. Well, the culture is fucked up. The culture is terrible. The culture is causing black men to go broke. The culture is causing black men to end up in jail. The culture is causing black children to get abandoned. The culture is causing black women to get disrespected. The culture is causing black people to get hooked on drugs. What culture are you talking about? the culture that destroys our community, well, that's not my culture. I don't want to be a part of that culture. I don't identify with that culture. Give me a yes in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. So LeBron is a guy who is able to maintain a relationship with the culture without being of the culture. And let me tell you a few things LeBron did. You guys know finance is my thing. That is, my PhD is in finance. And I have to say this so you don't think I'm just some guy with an opinion. This is not an opinion. This is based on scientific fact, based on 20, 30 years of research and intense, high-level, detailed analysis of how money operates and how money works, right? So I'm not bringing you stuff just off the side of my neck. I'm literally bringing you things that you're probably not going to really hear in a lot of places in terms of why Black people don't have the wealth that we deserve. We act like it's a big mystery. It ain't no damn mystery. It's not. Black people being broke, it ain't no mystery. Black people are broke for two reasons. One, white people stole all your wealth. That's why you started off broke. But you stay broke because your culture is absolute garbage when it comes to economics. I'm not saying that we're garbage. I'm not saying that our people are stupid. I'm saying that this culture that's telling Black men to do all this with their money and go out here and just make all these crazy decisions, like getting, 8 babies, mamas, and all this other stuff. Oh, all those things are recipes for being completely broke. If you know anybody, and actually, let me just before I even get too far off into that, let me just get to my list because I don't want to get too distracted here. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. And don't forget, you can do a free trial on my stock market investing class at boycewatkins.com. Also, we couldn't meet for class this week or for our Powernomics training, which is free to the community in the Black Business School. I couldn't do that this week because I was way too sick. But next week, we will start next week. So if you'd like to do any of those things, or you want to change your life, we are going line by line through Dr. Claude Anderson's books every Wednesday night at 8:30. I will be back for next week. So just go to boycewatkins.com if you'd like to join us. All right. And that part is free. That class is 100% free. All right. So here's the first thing I want you to observe. If you want to see why LeBron is a billionaire and most NBA players are not, the first thing I want to draw your attention to is I want to pull up this image here. This is an image of LeBron with Warren Buffett back in the day. So the question that many people were asking at that time, that if you look at this image here, LeBron, this wasn't the older LeBron. This was the younger LeBron. And the 22, 23-year-old LeBron wanted to go hang out with 90-year-old Warren Buffett. So why would a 23-year-old want to hang out with a 90-year-old? A lot of our young people, they get a little bit of money. Maybe they get a little money, from rapping or whatever. They don't want to listen to nobody. They don't want to listen to the OGs. Well, LeBron went out and sought out the OGs. LeBron said, I'm going to make a lot of money. I want to keep my money and I want to grow my money. So I'm going to go find the people that can teach me how to grow that money. So LeBron spent a lot of time around Warren Buffett, who showed him the fundamentals of investing. He took the time to learn how to plant his economic seed the same way he learned how to dribble a basketball, right? So he was not just learning how to win championships with the NBA. He was winning championships off the court. He probably makes more money now off the court than he makes from playing on the court, right? And this was because he planned it that way from the very beginning. So for the translation for you is that if you are committed to financial literacy, if you are committed to economic intelligence in your family, if you have your children constantly learning just basic fundamental rules of investing, where wealth comes from, what it means to own real estate, what it means to own stock, how to start a business, your children are going to do better than other people. One of the problems with the culture that you have is that there isn't much in the culture that really pushes for that. A lot of the culture encourages us to waste our money on stupid consumer items, give our money away to Europeans, and do all kinds of stuff that doesn't make any type of economic sense. But ultimately, it's that spending time with the right people, intelligent people that can teach you what to do at the next level, that makes a difference. Another example is Kenny Gamble. Kenny Gamble came in here. Kenny Gamble is out of Philadelphia. He's part of the Gamble and Huff writing duo. And they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And when Kenny Gamble came on this channel, one thing he talked about was when he first got his money and from writing his first song, and everybody else was doing all the stuff that the culture was telling them to do. Like they were out buying, Cadillacs and fur coats and getting a bunch of women and all this other stuff. He said, I took my money and I went to see this old Jewish man who said, who I knew, he was the only person I knew that had money. And I said, I'm getting some money. What do I do with this money? So the man sat him down and explained to him how to manage his money and what to do with his money. So ultimately, these conversations make all the difference in the world. These are the conversations that will change your life. A.G. Gaston, one of the richest black men in history. The reason he became that man is because when he was 11 or 12 years old, his mother worked for a family that was making money through businesses and investments. And they explained to him, look, getting a job is not how you make real money. Let us show you how to make real money. And so ultimately, that's pretty much what LeBron did. LeBron pretty much said, I'm going to break this generational curse of poverty and create a generational possibility of that is built on prosperity. Okay. All right. So let me keep going. The next thing I want to show you here, give me 1 second here. This is the second reason why LeBron was able to become a billionaire. Give me a second. I'm going to pull this picture up. You'll know what I'm talking about as soon as you see it. All right. So who is that? Who's in that picture? Tell me who's in that picture. And I see you, Troy Harrison, there hating. Go on with your trolling self. Keep trolling, Troy. We love you. All right. So so this is LeBron's family. LeBron's family. Think about this. There aren't that many young guys who are NBA superstars in their early 20s who want to settle down and have a wife and children. I mean, why in the hell, when you could go out and have sex with strippers, you could go lay down with hookers, you can have every raggedy $2 dot within a 100-mile radius, all the hoes in the club want to come sit on your lap, all the hot girls on Instagram are DMing the shit out of you. You got girls on you walk down the street, women are just tossing their panties at you. And you don't know where those panties have been, but think about this. Why in the world, when you got all of that, would you want to settle down for something as boring as this? That's how they got your head screwed on backward. They have literally got some of our young men, and this all comes from what they did to hip hop culture when they messed up hip hop back in the 1990s and beyond. This is what they did. They twisted a lot of brothers' heads on backwards. They got them thinking that there is absolutely no legitimate reason for you to ever want to take responsibility for a family when you could just be free and have a whole pack of hoes at your disposal. That's what it is. I mean, and I'm not judging it. You look. If that's your thing, if you like the hoes, then God bless you and God bless the hoes. I mean, hoes need love too. But here's the problem: hoes are expensive. Just be honest. Hoes are expensive. You first of all, when you're laying down with random women, first of all, you could end up dying alone, which that's what Kevin Samuels died alone. He died with a woman he didn't even know. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not even going to talk about that. But y'all know what it is. I got to say it. That this is honest God truth. Number two, those women don't care nothing about you. If something goes wrong in your life, that woman that you met 2 days ago is not the one who's going to come see you in the hospital. That woman that you met 2 or 3 days ago is not the one who's going to stick with you when you are facing a rape allegation. She's not going to stand with you if something goes wrong and you get cut from the team and you don't have money anymore. She's not going to stand. She's not the one that's going to nurture and take care of your children. She's in fact, hoes are expensive because there's also the threat that when you're allowing random women into your life, you're at risk of, especially if you're wealthy, and this happens every single day. Look at Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson got hoes, and Deshaun Watson got 99 problems. And you can't say 99 problems with a bitch ain't one. No. 99 problems and a bitch is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seriously, I'm sorry. I know I'm sounding graphic right now, but y'all know I got to be honest with you. It's coming out the way it's coming out. I'm not apologizing for that. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, there is a dark side to all this, like jump into bed with any woman type of culture. When they are promoting in the music that as a man, you're supposed to lay down with any pretty girl within a 100-mile radius, you are putting yourself in danger. Any of those women could accuse you of rape and take every penny you've got. LeBron James, to this point, from what I understand, to my knowledge, has never had to deal with any sort of rape allegation, any sort of sexual assault charge, any sort of anything. And what men got to understand, and I'm not telling everybody to run out and get married. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not telling you, you ain't got to do what other people did. I mean, I didn't get married till I got to my 40s. But even in my 30s and 20s, when the hoes came around, because I had a little bit of money and stuff, they started coming around. I knew that it was expensive and dangerous and very risky. So before I let any woman into my space, I had to really evaluate that. A lot of men, for some reason, don't have that discernment. And I'm telling you, that will leave you broke. And we ain't even talked about STDs. STDs are everywhere. They just don't talk about it. We ain't talked about unwanted pregnancies. We ain't talking about all that child support. When you got 6, 7 babies, mamas, that will eat through every penny you got. And if you are, imagine LeBron James, imagine this. Imagine if LeBron, instead of marrying Sabrina, had decided that he just wanted to have a gang of hoes and got, 7 girls pregnant and has 7 babies, mamas, 8 kids with 7 babies, mamas. LeBron will probably be paying $2 or $3 million a month in child support right now. His wealth would just be getting sucked right out of his bank account. So ultimately, when you're talking about family structure, one of the benefits of having that reliable, consistent partner in your life is that a good wife will protect your black ass. Camille Cosby could have protected Bill from all those hoes when they came in and tried to destroy him. I'm not saying Bill Cosby's innocent or guilty. That's up to you to make that decision. But you cannot debate me when I tell you that if Bill had spent a little more time with Camille, Bill wouldn't be dying in the amount of disgrace that he's experiencing right now. Like they've taken another man, another black billionaire. This is another black billionaire. Well, they've eaten through his legacy like a pack of piranhas. Like they have literally mutilated Bill Cosby's legacy. And it's all because he couldn't keep his penis in his pants. So a man who wants to be wealthy, if you don't have sexual discipline, or if you use your economic success as an excuse to not have sexual discipline anymore, then the world will eventually discipline you and they will take away all your money and you will be broke. So I don't know why LeBron took the path that he took, but one of the benefits of having the stable wife and having the stable family is because it minimizes the number of messy situations that you end up in. When you got that wife right there who steps in between you and the thought when she's trying to get a little too cozy while you're signing that autograph or trying to slip you her number, that's a benefit. That's actually a plus. That will protect you from some things. It's not, maybe it's not as much fun. I can see that, right? Maybe it is fun to kind of meet all these new girls, but the problem is that some of these women are predators. And some of these situations can become absolutely destructive to your legacy. Next, the third reason that LeBron James is a billionaire and most NBA players are not is that he is a team player. LeBron, as an NBA athlete, he's always made his teammates better. He's always worked well with other people. I think that translates into other things that he's done. I've seen guys that he's had around him for many years where he elevated them and put them in positions where they then had his back and did business deals on his behalf. And I just love that because that's what economics is all about. Economics is a team sport. So if you know how to have the right people around you and you're supporting them, they're supporting you, and you're building together, you can create empires that way. So LeBron's abilities as a team player, that probably played a huge role in his billionaire status. And then the last piece I would throw in there is that LeBron had a plan. LeBron had a plan. For the last 15 years, LeBron has been planning for life after basketball. I can't tell you how many guys I've known who've gone to the NBA where you would think that they were going to just be dead at the age of 32. They literally went to the NBA thinking that there's nothing in their life that's going to happen after they finish playing. They literally, if you ask them, what is your plan after basketball? That's like asking them, what's your plan for living on Mars? They literally can't see beyond the age of 28 or 29 years old. And one of the things that young guys should understand is that, you think that you're old when you're 28, but really your life is just beginning. If you live as long as you're supposed to live, the average lifespan of a black man is about 72, 73 years old. If you live to be 72, 73 years old and you're 28, you still got, you ain't even done with the first quarter yet of adulthood. Like you think you done played the whole game. You ain't even ended the first quarter. So ultimately, LeBron always had a plan. LeBron was always preparing for life after basketball. So LeBron went to LA so that he could do business deals in LA with these movie deals, and he has a production company and all this other good stuff. And he leveraged all these connections that he was making in entertainment because he's LeBron James, and I think that's really great. And now he's got this billion dollar net worth. But here's the thing. Here's what you got to understand too. Again, because I see wealth differently. I see the bigger picture. I see not just where things are, but where they're going. What you have to understand is that this is not the middle or definitely not the end of the LeBron James legacy. The LeBron James empire just started. Like this isn't even the first quarter. This is like the first 10% of the LeBron James legacy. It's just beginning. By the time LeBron is done, he's not that old. He's old for a basketball player, but he's not old for a human being. By the time LeBron is done, if he continues on this trajectory, he could easily be worth $5 to $10 billion by the time he dies. And then remember, wealth is an intergenerational team sport. See, the reason that a lot of you think the reason that wealth eludes so many of our people is that we're used to thinking about doing everything on our own, by ourselves. I got to do it all right now. I need to get the money now, and I'm going to do it all by myself. No, wealth, it involves the ability to think wide and to think long. That means it has to be more than just you, and it has to be across multiple generations. So if you have multiple people working across multiple generations, you get far more than you get by one person working really hard for 2 or 3 years. So LeBron, by positioning his family on top of this billion-dollar empire and making all the billion-dollar moves that they're making right now, what's happened now is he's created a family that's pretty much like a corporation. And what's going to happen is that wealth is probably going to grow by the time he's done. And then within a couple of generations, he'll probably have a grandchild that is a trillionaire. So what's going to happen is you think that this is the end of the LeBron James story, but actually it's the beginning. You're not the descendants. You're the ancestors. So in 100 years, somebody is looking at this story and they're saying, oh, yeah, that's great grandpa LeBron. He got all this started. And now we have our multi-trillion-dollar company, LeBron James Industries or James Family Industries or whatever it is. Right. And this is important to understand because one of the things that you want to do if you really want to understand wealth and where it comes from and how it works is look at a lot of the major corporations in America and how they got started. They started just like LeBron and his family. If you look at the Ford Motor Corporation and what Henry Ford did for his family, that wasn't the end of anything. That was the beginning. Now Ford is a multi-billion-dollar company. Henry Ford could never have envisioned what Ford has become now. Henry Ford was a badass, like LeBron, but he could never envision what Ford would be today. If you go back, look at Smith and Wesson, look at Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola was actually, I think that the trademark for Coca-Cola was sold for like $1,000 or something because the guy was a drug addict and he needed the money for drugs, right? That's where short-sighted thinking will cause you to lose your wealth. That's why money mindset is so important. If you are a short-sighted person, you will never have wealth. The people that have wealth are people that can see the long play, not the short play. So again, this is where the culture does not work in your favor because the culture encourages you to be short-sighted, to have a short attention span, to only pay attention to what's happening right now. It doesn't tell you need to look at the long picture, look at the big picture, look at what's going to happen over the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, not just what's going to happen next week. So most major corporations in America that are worth, hundreds of billions of dollars now, when you talk about Walmart with Sam Walton, or some of the other corporations out, General Motors, just keep going down the list, General Electric. Most of these companies have an origin story that goes back 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years. UPS, worth $250 billion, started in 1921 by two teenagers who were delivering packages on their bicycles. Right? Literally, that's how UPS got started. In 1921, two teenagers were delivering packages on their bicycles. That grew into the multi-billion-dollar UPS corporation. So my point is that LeBron has done something extraordinary. What LeBron has done is amazing, but I'm not as excited about what LeBron has done as I am about what LeBron has started. This is just the start, man. This is just the start. So I want to congratulate LeBron and his family. I look forward to seeing what he and the other billionaires start doing with this money. Hopefully they'll organize something that'll benefit the Black community at large. Maybe, I don't know, maybe build an organization that can create a whole school system for Black kids or something like that. But either way, though, I just think it's phenomenal. And I really want you to pay attention to the subtleties here. LeBron isn't just rich because he can play basketball. He's rich because he knew how to make the right moves. And I'm not talking about moves on the court. I'm talking about the moves off the court. Those are the moves that made him successful and powerful, starting with choosing that wonderful wife that he has. God bless them both. All right. So don't listen to these people out here, talking that crazy talk, calling you a simp because you love a black woman also. So those are just broken men who probably got neglected by their daddies, who are mad at women because their baby's mamas abandoned them, or their mama beat them when they were little, or they're just copying what somebody else said. Do not listen to that. You go find you somebody that's rock solid, that will go to war with you, and then that's how you can build an empire. Most of the time, it's hard to become a king until you truly find your queen. LeBron was lucky. He found his queen very early. They were able to work it out, and now he's a billionaire before the age of 40. You cannot fuck with that. So anyway, guys, I got to go. Hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, subscribe before you go. And also, if you want to join us for stock market investing class, feel free to go to boycewatkins.com. My URL's right there. Or also, we have financial workbooks for kids and things like that. So just feel free to go to boycewatkins.com and take a look at all the stuff that's there. All right, guys. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Take it easy now. Peace.